I wasn't prepared for somebody to throw something at me.
Yeah.
I prepared for everything else.
Except for the beer, though, get tossed at you.
That was surprising. And
Surprise
it just
everybody. The OGs are back. We are still on the road, UD. We're in Indy.
Cold Indy.
Man, it's cold, man. But we thrive on the road. We thrive on the road. We got a great guest today, Metta World Peace. I feel safe up here today with you guys, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel safe
We
up
old
here.
now.
got jokes.
Yeah, we old now. We
feel
old
safe.
now. We lovers. We ain't fighters no more.
Yeah, man.
We got lovers, brother.
But we're gonna talk about the fighting, though. I ain't gonna bullshit. We're gonna talk about some fighting now. But appreciate you, Metta, coming in, man, for real.
It's good to be here. I saw your show. He retired, got into the media.
That's right.
I was really curious about
What he was gonna do.
what he's going to bring to the table. OG, he stepped it up.
I appreciate that,
like
man.
we know.
A couple hidden talents. A couple few hidden talents that I just want to tap into and just see where I fit. You know what I'm saying?
But we appreciate you coming in, for real.
No, definitely.
And
Thanks for having me.
unbelievable run that you had. Obviously, we had some serious wars.
Yes.
Kind of jumping right into it, obviously, he's a Miami lifer. I played in Miami. Indiana, Miami had some awesome rivalries.
Yes, we had.
Talk about some of that and what obviously those back and forths with Indiana, Miami, and what that was like.
Well, they sent us home. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Before you came, they sent us home.
Well, we'll see you.
They sent us home. So it started
great series.
with them kicking our ass first.
Oh, they kicked y'all out.
Yeah, him, Jermaine O'Neal. I'm gonna let him go ahead, but I'm just like me. You don't forget the motherfuckers that kicked.
This might be interesting.
That's real. I remember every loss. I be still sick over losses
Yes.
college losses. Ohio State, Michael Redd, still can't sleep.
Michigan State.
That's a bad one.
Oh, man.
Sleep.
We ain't gonna talk about that, but talked about that those Indiana days against Miami, though, for real.
It was great, man. It was tough. We was young and our practices was hard. It was we actually was before our Detroit Pistons and Indiana rivalry. It was really Indiana Miami.
Yes.
In terms of our team.
Yeah.
But our practices was tough, and then when we came up against Miami. Wade was nice. I remember Wade. He was young. He was a rookie.
Yes.
He was a rookie.
We were young. We were rookies.
They came in together, him and D
They
Wade.
came in together, yeah.
rookies,
Y'all was putting in work, and then but it was definitely I knew that once Wade get a little rhythm, like it was gonna be problems.
When you took guys like Wade, like D Wade on, right, or any great offensive player, because obviously, to me, one of the elite defenders that's ever come through the league.
Hands down.
What was your mentality? What was your going into a game against, obviously depending on how they played, what their strengths were, but going against a D Wade or going against a Bron or going against a Kobe before you played with them, what was your mentality like going into those things?
Well, it was to wear them out. Wear them out. I had a rule that said by game 6 they'll be dead, they'll be tired. So I just keep crashing the boards, and I also would let people drive. So some players that get 15, 14 the first quarter, I'm just letting them drive. But they couldn't keep up with my endurance. So by the fourth quarter, they can't drive no more. So they have to pull up. And by the time you pulling up, I'm cutting you off and I'm contesting your shot. But with a guy like Kobe, he mentally tough. So it's really hard to do that against him. And then young players, you can get away with it. But even D Wade, he was mentally tough because D Wade gonna keep driving. So I couldn't quite totally dominate D Wade in my prime. But some guys, you can get them up out of there.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It was some games where he came in the locker room, he's like that. He come in that locker room, he like that motherfucker boy. God damn. So I mean, whether you knew it or not, yeah, you gave him fit sometimes. And I know me and you a lot of times, and we talked about this earlier. It was just always the ultimate respect.
Yeah, definitely.
At the end of the day, real recognize real, one first and foremost, and then on the competition level, I just love competition. I love competitors. So every time we would get tied up for a loose ball,
we always got tied up.
Bump into each other or knock each other down, it was almost like respect.
For sure.
Yeah, you could dish it and you could take it. See, it's the people that can't take it that piss me off. But the people that could dish it and could take it, it's respect to those dudes.
I actually remember a lot of our moments playing against each other. and just coming face to face.
Yes.
And we'll look at each other.
Say you remember
we'll
it
just
too.
be like,
yes, I told you the same story, bro. We'll look at each other like, not today.
A lot of times.
Not today.
Yeah, I remember those stories. And I remember you started to come on, and then your jumper. I'm thinking like, all right, it's the first game. Oh, you know, OG hit a few jumpers. No way this is going to happen. He just don't miss. Next game, don't miss.
Oh, he loving
Next
this
time
shit,
I see him.
He loving this shit, right?
No, but the thing is, I couldn't shoot in college, and Mike know that. I couldn't shoot at worth in college.
I don't know if you couldn't shoot. You just didn't shoot.
Well, I didn't shoot.
Yeah.
I didn't shoot in college. So my thing was when I got to the NBA, you know, first and foremost, when I walked in, that mother ass Keith Askins, shout out KA, how do I make this team? You can defend and you can rebound. You're going to make this team. Okay, that's all I got to do. Defend and rebound. I could do that with the best of them. So every rebound I chased, every matchup I wanted it. Now we get to trade for Shaq. Now people just leaving me open. Oh, this different. It's different. Now I got to start making shots, and that's when I started really focusing on shooting the basketball. But, you know, up until that point, it was just scoring the low post, and then when I wanted to get in the league, it was like, okay, defend and rebound.
That's incredible.
You took the leap to us because I know you came in, I mean, you could score, but obviously you're a team guy.
Yeah.
Team first. You know what I'm saying? But when you took the leap and you had the opportunity to score, like how did that feel? Because I never really had that role. I never had the role of a scorer. I never really had the role of an all-star type player. I just had the role of a role player. But you've been in both. You've been an all-star. You've been a scorer. You've been a defender. You've played all those levels. Like what was your favorite? What was your favorite role?
Well, people forget I could score the ball. I played my defense was crazy, but I could score the rock. And when I had like Steve, for example, when I had Steve Jackson, that's when my average went up because Steve is guarding everybody.
Yes, sir.
So I didn't have to spend as much energy. You know, Johnny Salmons was another guy who took pressure.
Salmons, UM guy.
He would I would be like, Johnny, let me guard this guy. Let me guard Johnny. Nah, I got him. You know, you could score. You know, but it was one summer with Larry Bird. I remember one summer, I kept getting better. And then I was working with Chuck Person a lot.
Chuck.
And then one summer, Larry Bird was just coming to the gym, and then he was working with me every day. So since he kept coming into the gym, I'm like, I'm not about to pass up on this opportunity. So I'm in the gym every day like clockwork. I'm not missing a day in the summertime. And my average leaped from 18 to 24. And I remember asking Larry things like, you know, I'm watching you on tape, Larry, and you're not really fast. You're getting to the basket. I'm like, no disrespect, but you're really slow. Like, how you?
Say this to the legend.
Yeah, 100%.
He said no disrespect, though. He said no
I
disrespect.
told him no disrespect.
Yeah, no
Started
disrespect.
with no disrespect, though.
About to
Yeah, you know, yeah.
No disrespect someone's that.
Because I'm watching him, and I'm like, how is he just getting buckets when he wants? And he said, when you see the lane, take it. I'm like, all right, what else? He said, nah, that's it. You see the lane, take it. So then that opened up my whole game. And, you know, back then they could put hands on everybody. So then that's when I was one dribble pull up, one dribble here. So I was trying to, you know, get to the basket or work on my shot where I could just one dribble pull up. You know, so I was super sharp, and I was every day in the gym, you know, like clockwork. Larry had a lot to do with that.
You touched on it, though. So everyone talks about your defense, but your offense always got better.
Yes.
UD's, and me too, but UD always talks about on all of our podcasts, like the dudes that go in the summertime and come back different. So a lot of respect for that, because that's elite.
I'm a fan of those guys.
Yes.
I'm a fan of that. I'm a fan of that.
But you touched on some of those things too. Like, so where do you see the game now compared to where we came through? It's obviously way more offensive driven.
Yeah.
What do you see defensively now, and what do you see offensively now where you to fit in, and what would you have done?
Well, if you can't touch people, that means I had to work on a one dribble pull up or two dribble pull up. If I'm going up against UD at the mid range, I don't have 4 dribbles. Yes. I got to do something in 2 dribbles, right? So I came back with a 1 dribble, 2 dribble. Now, if you're telling me you can't touch me at 260 at the small forward,
How much you weigh, Coach? 260?
I was 260. Yeah, I was 248, but then 260 was that. That was it. I mean, 270 a couple years.
The game is positionless.
That's
now, so
unbelievable.
can you imagine him playing now? You would play all 5 positions. You would have played all 5 positions
100%.
now. The game is positionless. You can start your offense with your forward now.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? You could initiate the offense now the way the game is played.
The way they talking about it is like, could I have played D? But I'm like, I don't need defense because you can't touch me. So I'm giving you 24 at least. Get 24.
I think you still would have been able to wear on them for 48 minutes. And that's the philosophy that we have in Miami. Even with the current rules today, we're going to wear on you for 48 minutes. And I think that's what a lot of people don't understand. We might not get you to break in the first quarter. We might not get you to break in the second quarter. But in the last 2-3 minutes of the game, the physicality and just getting bumped going through the lane and all those different things, now that shot started to be a little short. Now it started to go a little left. Oh, you've been complaining to the ref. Now you're not focused on the game. So just wearing on people over a 48-minute game, I think, is the way to go. But the problem is nobody cares enough to wear on people. People just want to outscore you.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they just want to outscore you.
He wanted to change. He'd have been the same. He'd have defended these guys to.
Yeah, I think I would have got a few of these guys.
100% would have.
I was looking at it, and you got to have some type of IQ. They saying you can't touch it, but I still got a brain, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I still could think. I can figure out that you can't touch. Hey, but you said you've been to the finals 4 times.
Yes.
It's been 5 times, though.
No.
We lost. We won 3.
Jimmy Butler.
We won 3. Oh. No? Oh,
The Heat into the finals?
you're right.
That's 5 times.
Right.
Guys taking a
right.
taking a chance.
I was
You
just
know what
thinking
happened?
about it.
You know what? I've been to the finals too many times. I took one from myself.
Yeah.
You're right. We just went to the finals last year.
Yeah.
You're right, my brother. I appreciate that. You're right.
Well,
I stand corrected.
See?
I've been to the
Yeah,
finals
right,
5
see?
times. Well, you only listen, man. My bad. I'm new to this. You know, I'm just recently retired. What you want me to do, killer? What's happening, people? It's your OG here. You know I've been hitting on Prize Picks all football season. With the basketball season still in full swing, it's definitely not too late if you want to get in on some of this action. Prize Picks is the most fun I've had in a long time, winning up to 25 times my money this football season, and now you can play during basketball season too. You just pick 2 or more players, pick more or less the numbers you projected them to have at the end of the night, and place your entry. Testing my skills on Prize Picks this season is the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. If you got the skills, you could turn $10 into $250 in just a couple taps. Quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, and an enormous selection of players and stat types are what makes Prize Picks the #1 daily sports fantasy app. Prize Picks offers weekly promotions that can lead to big payouts like Taco Tuesdays. Each Tuesday, Prize Picks discounts select players, projections up to 25% to provide even more value. Go to prizepicks.com/OGs and use codes OGs for first deposit match up to $100.
But you
But
talk.
yeah.
Go ahead. Yes, so.
No, yeah, I have been 5 times, won 3 and lost 2. And then what I'll say is about the last one, you know what I'm saying, coming in from, I think that's my most memorable one. You know, I didn't play a lick or a minute, but, you know, it wasn't because it was my last season. It was because we were the 8th seed. And the way we came in, I think that team embodied everything that a guy like me and you stand for. The underdog mentality, people telling you what you can't do, what you can't be, where you can't go. I think you understand that story. You've been a part of that story, and you understand how that story fuels you. You know what I'm saying? So I think, you know, that team was more relatable to me than any team that I could ever be a part of.
Yeah.
And also relatable to people in our circumstances and people around the world. I
Right.
think everybody could have followed that team and learned something from that team. So that was my most memorable, you know, opportunity, and it's unfortunate that I didn't remember that one, but that was my most memorable one.
There's probably a reason why, you know, you won 3.
Yeah.
You know, it's like your career has been incredible.
Thank you.
A jersey, with, you know,
Yeah.
I hear people like chattering about the jersey. I don't want to get into all that, but it's up there.
Oh man, listen, man, it's all
stamped.
love.
We can
man.
get into it. We've been in it.
It's all love, man. You know, you understand rivalries, and you understand that. And I think, you know, even though, you know, we had those Indiana rivalries, I think, you know, we also had the ultimate respect for each other as competitors and as enforcers. But I also felt like I could have been a part of that team. That my boy Kesey, Stat Jack, like Al, like the team that y'all had, like I could have fit in perfect.
Yeah,
I
we
could have
had
fit in
dogs.
perfect with that group. So I think me and you would have worked. We would have worked
100%.
100.
You know, JL don't get enough credit.
Man.
I feel like the year, you know, everybody's been getting these MVPs. You got the best record in the league, MVP, and I don't want to really get too much into it, but I feel like, you know, we were 61 wins the year when we played against you guys in the playoffs. Best team in the league by 7 games.
Yes.
You know, so I feel like you only get a window opportunity to get the MVP, and I thought Jo, you know, just because we was the best team, not because, you know, the real MVP wasn't better. I'm just saying we was the better team. So, you know, I feel like Jo got slighted. And he's been getting slighted throughout his career. You know, but I definitely feel like he should have had one.
And it's great that I think you say that, because I think a lot of people don't know if they don't follow the history. Like, you and Jo bump heads a little bit, you know, in Indiana. And then obviously when Jo came to Miami, I never forget this. And Jo remember this. Raul had to call us in the office. Me and Jo had to sit it down. Because every time we played Indiana, it was me and you had the ultimate respect. But me and Jo just clash.
Yeah, I did clash.
We clashed all the time.
Y'all
So
did clash.
when he got traded to Miami, Raul called us in the office and say, all right, mother, figure it out. Y'all got to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? But I know you had clash with Jo, and just talk about how, you know, that worked and how y'all was able to fix that and put that back together.
You know, it was the practices, man. So every team I played on practice, energy levels up. You know, so when I got to Indiana, it was 100 miles an hour in practice. I'm going at everybody. And then J.O. loved that. You know, and I take practice just as personal as the game.
Yes.
So I didn't really know the difference. You know, so we have a tough practice, you know, say yesterday, and whatever happened there. I'm in the game, I'm playing with you, but I'm still thinking about, I can't wait to get back to practice. I can't wait to get back to practice tomorrow. I'm in the gym early, you know, and just getting ready. And it was just a high level of intensity. And J.O. was the best on the team, and, you know, I wanted to be that, right? But that's why I tell guys to this day, you know, it's enough room to have 3 or 4 good players on a team. You know, and so if you are that type of player, you know, you gotta know the difference. Go to work and practice, but then also hang out after. I never hung out. I was also introverted. So, you know, if we're going at it in practice, I'm not going to lunch with you. I'm not going to get dinner with you. Not because I don't want to. It's because I'm thinking about practice. I can't wait to get back to practice. And that separated the relationship. So I didn't build a lot of relationships. You know, the ones like I wish I could. But me and J.O. got a better relationship this day. You know, a great and better. You know, me and Al always had a great relationship because I've known him since he was young. You know, and then me and Stack Jack, we was on the court talking a lot because it'd be something like, I'm guarding the best player, and Stack Jack would be like, nah, I got him. And I'd be like, hell no, I got this. Get out of here. So we argue on the court, you know, about who guarding, you know, the best offensive player. So we grew a respect. But then J.O.'s behind me. You know, we're not communicating much. You know, I didn't need to talk to people because I can execute. So I'm not talking to nobody on the floor. Coach said, do this. This was happening. I'm just doing my work. You know, so I didn't get a chance to really build, you know, a relationship. If something happens in practice, if some adversity happens, I never addressed it and moved on from it. It just kept piling on top. So it was super unfortunate. It's just the life of a young, dumb player. You know?
But nah, that's the great point though, because I think and what people don't understand is what we do in Miami is I think people think that we're confrontational as a team or as an organization. We're not confrontational, but we just like to address issues so we can move on.
Yeah, you guys.
We don't want to carry that.
Over there.
You got to look a person in the eye. You know what I'm saying? And let man to man and have that conversation about what needs to be done. And we only got maybe whatever 30 seconds, whatever minute of time. I got to look you in your eye and I got to communicate with you what needs to be done, what we need to do, and we got to get back out here and play. So it's really more so like that's the best way to do it. You know what I'm saying? I think understanding that early, because we didn't understand that early. You didn't understand that. I didn't understand that.
Y'all had these moments. You guys play.
Well, Riles taught us that. You know what I'm saying? Riles taught us that growing, like when we got into that organization, like, listen, man, look a man in the eye. All that, you know, as players, we want to look down, kick the floor, and mumble under our breath. What the hell is that? Who you talking to? What are you saying? That gets nowhere. So now looking man in the eye, having a conversation about what we need to do, and let's fix it, and now we can move on. You know
that's big. That's big.
But they don't have that everywhere.
If you get injured in an accident at any time, not calling a lawyer means you leaving money on the table. You don't never want to do that. We all know life can be crazy sometimes, so one person's negligence can result in another person's settlement. If you ever injured, you can definitely check out Morgan & Morgan. We all know Morgan & Morgan is the largest firm. They have over 100 offices nationwide and 1,000 lawyers that work with you. With over $20 billion recovered and 500,000 clients, Morgan & Morgan has definitely got a proven track record to fight to get you your money. Submitting an injury claim with Morgan & Morgan is extremely, extremely easy. Winning a championship is hard, especially when you did it 3 times. But submitting a claim with Morgan & Morgan is too easy. If you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/DOGs or dial #529 from your cell phone. That's forthepeople.com/DOGs or #529 from your cell phone. This is definitely a paid advertisement. Factor's delicious, ready-to-eat meals make eating better every day easy. Wherever tomorrow takes you, be ready with pre-prepared, chef-crafted, and dietitian-approved meals delivered right to your door. You'll have over 35 different options to choose from, including keto, calorie smart, vegan, veggie, and more. And there's even more to enjoy with over 55 nutrition pack add-ons that help make your weekly meal planning even more delicious. So what you waiting for? Get started today and have a feel-good week of meals prepared and ready to go. 2-minute meals, man. Fuel up fast with Factor's restaurant quality meals that are ready to heat and eat whenever you are. Snacks, smoothies, and more. Discover a wide variety of easy options for the entire day, like breakfast, midday bites, and more. Flexible for schedule? No problem. Get as much or as little as you need, choosing up to 6 to 18 meals per week. Head to factormeals.com/OGFactor50 and use code OGFactor50 to get 50% off. That's code OGFactor50 at factormeals.com/OGFactor50 to get 50% off.
So you talked about, obviously, the rivalry between Indiana and Miami, but that you also brought up the Indiana-Detroit. Everyone knows about the Indiana-Detroit.
That was a big rivalry.
I was at home like, what the hell? What the hell?
So we talk about the Malice and the Palace. We played through that time. You being live in there, we see the documentaries and the stuff what was it really like inside the Malice?
It was a nightmare, honestly. It was so many different emotions. I was playing extremely well. I was 24 for me is like 30 'cause I'm playing a lot of defense.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
I was playing extremely well, having my way. Came back better that season. A better defender and averaging 7 points more through the first 9 games. Some people would say I couldn't sustain 24. All right, maybe it's 22. It's 4 points better. I'm better than what I was the prior year. Yeah. Maybe it's 25. So I was having a hell of a season, and I knew what Detroit was about. I had to become a more efficient scorer because Detroit not letting you play around.
Yeah.
By the time you take 3 dribbles, they dead.
Yeah.
So now I'm a 1 dribble bucket guy at this point. So I pretty much answered a few questions, and we felt like those games was some of the hardest games we ever played. Mm-hmm. We was a mirror image of each other.
Yeah.
So from a basketball perspective, it was incredible playing against Rip.
Mm-hmm.
Rip not physically strong, but he mentally well on you because you was chasing.
Endurance-wise, buddy.
So you got to run, and your legs is going to be dead by the end of the game.
Yeah.
So from Ben, more physical.
Yes.
And people like that. So and even Tayshaun, not physically strong but long.
Yeah.
So you got to constantly find ways to score on Tayshaun.
Yeah.
So it's like mentally draining. And then being in the arena, as you know, the arena was super hostile.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit.
Yeah.
Boston, Philly.
Well, there's a difference between hostile and racist. I'm gonna say Boston. We ain't gonna say Boston is hostile. We gonna call that what that is.
Here we go, Boston. You open a can of worms.
I'm just telling you, I ain't the only one that said it. Google it. Sure, it's gonna come up.
Anyways.
Yeah.
So the incident happens.
Yeah.
All right, and you go and lay down on the scores table.
Yeah.
Trying to defuse the situation, I'm guessing.
I watched.
Or okay, go. I don't know.
I watched. I know what you was doing.
No,
You was taking your 10 seconds, right? You was counting
5 seconds.
Your 5 seconds. My bad, 5 seconds. But I watched. I'll be paying attention to you, dog. I watch your docs. I watched. You went and took your 5 seconds, which was taught to you. So you probably don't take therapy. I take therapy, and you take therapy
For sure.
So he was taking his 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, we get into the therapy talk.
All right, so
He was
5
taking his
seconds.
5 seconds.
Yeah. So we up like 20. Again, in the arena.
Yep.
So in my mind, I play hard to the last whistle. Even if I'm down 30, I'm picking up full court. Mm-hmm. That's just what I was taught. Yeah. So and no layups, right? So when Ben went up, I was just like, okay, let me foul him. Yeah. So I felt it wasn't a hard shove. You didn't see Ben fly across. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But Ben was like, they're down, and he had to go to the free throw line. So. And then also his I think his pops or somebody passed away like that day or before. So whatever's going through his head, he thought he gonna push me. Yeah. So I stood there. I took the push. And at this point I'm trying not to get suspended. The year before I got suspended in the playoffs. I've been suspended in the playoffs a lot. So I'm trying not to be suspended anymore. So I said, all right, cool. It's like I'm gonna take this push. I'm gonna try to be the bigger man. And Ben was super riled up. Yeah. They're down. So I get it. So I said, I'm not trying to fight. I've already lost a lot of cash, getting suspended. So I'm not trying to lose no cash today. So I thought the scorers table, as my momentum took me to the scorers table. So I'm like, he didn't punch me in my face. So I'm cool. I'm cool. So I said, I'm just going to lay down here. I got Stack Jack. Stack ain't going to let nothing happen to me.
Yeah, real one.
I had J.O. J.O. ain't letting nothing happen to me.
Real one.
I got JT from Brooklyn, a little former hustler. Yeah. I got all these hustlers in front of me. So I'm like, I'm good. So imagine laying down while, I'm good. Nobody touched me. And then I wasn't prepared. So that had nothing to do with what actually happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When somebody, I wasn't prepared for somebody to throw something at me.
Yeah.
I prepared for everything else.
Except for the beer get tossed at you.
That was surprising. You know? And it
Surprised
just
everybody.
Surprising.
It surprised me watching.
And they didn't show that part. And if you look at the clips, the editors, they show it from when I went out.
Yeah.
They didn't show the 5 minutes it took. That should have been a T.
Yeah.
I'm on the table for 5 minutes.
Yeah, you're right.
So at what point in time, you know the hand signal, boom, boom, right? And now at that point, when the ref goes here, if you continue, you're gonna get fined. Like now, the commissioner's gonna be like, you're supposed to be off the floor. But he was never ejected. You see what I'm saying? They let him stay on the floor for 5 minutes. So now the stadium's riled up, which led this guy in the fourth quarter just threw a couple beer in my face. That was super insulting.
Yeah.
So
he say super.
super insulting. I was in the stands and
Super insulting.
I think I was in the stands in 3 seconds. I was like,
Hey, no, listen. Hey, no,
Hey, the dope thing about it though, hold on, you guys are cool now, right? The guy who threw the beer.
Yeah.
Is that what I heard?
yeah, I mean, like you said, man, I had a problem with one individual. I didn't have a problem with all the fans.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, I'm not gonna let the media turn this into a race war.
Yeah.
People was trying to say white, black. I'm like, nah, that's another man disrespecting another man.
Yeah.
In the hood, somebody disrespect you. You fight,
Pink,
you
black,
get over it,
no matter what color.
and you move on.
Yeah.
So that's what that was about. And I know him more than anybody else know him. I got his number. Right? And he's for sure a little wild. He's wild. He's for sure. Nobody else is gonna throw a beer at me but him. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, it was the one dude.
I should have him on your podcast.
Might be. Good call. I actually had a run in Detroit too. And it was one of those things where it's like, obviously when you get towards the end of your career, you know what I'm saying? And the situation I was in, it was one of those games where I think we were up, or it was one of those things where I just had to fill in some minutes towards the end. As soon as I walk in the game, dude just started firing off, riding me. So now I get to the free throw line. He's been riding me for a minute. So now I get to the free throw line. I got fouled. I get to the free throw line. I make the first free throw, and I make the second one. And after that, it's a timeout. This is my perfect opportunity. I started to walk to the bench, and I made a U-turn, and I walked back. Because I knew I wasn't going to get another chance. This is about 2 minutes left in the game. Once the game start back and everything go back, I'm just not going to have this opportunity. The game, I couldn't miss my opportunity. You know this as an enforcer and as a player. You can't miss the opportunities when you get them.
Yeah.
I couldn't miss this opportunity to come back and confront this. I literally walked over to the sideline and stood up over top of him. I really walked over to the sideline. I stood over top of him. I say, sit your ass down and enjoy the game. I say, because if you wasn't in this arena, you wouldn't be talking like that. So sit down and enjoy the game before I smack out you in front of your woman.
In front of his woman?
In front of his woman. Yeah, I was smacking out you in front of your woman. So, like, I understand how Detroit fans could kind of get under your skin. I ain't had no beer thrown at me.
Yeah.
I ain't had no beer, but I believe if it would have went a little further, he would have been the motherfucker that probably would have tossed a beer at me.
Yeah. Oh, right.
He was one of those type of dudes. You know what I'm saying? So I do understand how fans could get under your skin a little bit. And I ain't even the type of person that responded to that, but that motherfucker rolled me as soon as I got in the game. You know what I'm saying? I just couldn't take it.
It was super unfortunate, man. It was just like so much was at stake.
Yeah.
Another All-Star. That happened in November. Mm-hmm. So now you missed that All-Star. I was 13 before that. You missed that. That's second team. That's first team next year.
Yeah.
That's first team.
Yeah.
So many things was at stake.
And on top of it is a fan question on here. It's a great question. If that doesn't happen, what do you think the ceiling is for that Pacers team? Because that team was
Great question.
I mean,
Great
like every
question.
time you saw them on the schedule, it was like, gosh,
Y'all was loaded.
That team was sick, man. So I got to imagine there was a championship in there. I got the rivalries it would have been more rivalries. My career would have been different because when it's your team, it's your team.
Yes.
No doubt.
Yes.
That's a different amount of shots.
Yes.
I'll be honest, I don't know about that, but I can about imagine.
I mean, I can imagine too. I can imagine. I've been around guys with their team.
Exactly right.
It's different from taking a comfortable 20-plus shots.
Yeah.
Then now you're getting on another team. Now you got to ease your way into getting another 20-plus shots.
Yes.
And then when you get to, that's why I always tell people, don't request trades, man. You want to be comfortable, and it's going to add to your legacy. Then you get moved. Now you're the fourth option. You go from the first to the second, then you go to the third. Now you're the fifth.
Yeah.
It don't matter how good you are.
Yeah.
It's not your team.
Yeah.
You know?
I tell guys all the time, and I repeat it: you're a trade, an injury, and one coach away from being an all-star role player out of the league. It can happen just like that.
or having a big legacy.
Yeah, or having a great legacy.
having a
It
great
can
legacy.
happen just like that.
So yeah, I think my ceiling, was not reached, and I think the team ceiling wasn't reached.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think, watching that team, and like I said, I just from afar, what I'm saying, I would have fit in perfect. I love to watch that team play, and obviously competing against y'all was a whole nother thing. But you had the opportunity to do something that I love, and I just want to ask you this: how was it playing at home for you, going back to New York and playing in your hometown? How was that? Because I knew I wore that as a badge of honor. That's like
incredible.
pride. Like that, you carry the city on your back every
incredible.
game. How did that feel for you?
That was to go back home to New York. I wanted to go to New York from the get-go. I messed that up, but
How'd you mess that up?
Yeah, how'd you
The
mess it
Bulls
up?
picked you what, 16?
Bulls picked me 16th, which was my favorite team growing up.
Yeah.
But I'm from New York, so I get a tryout with the Knicks. I go out the night before. I party hard.
Damn.
So
This guy's a gang.
before the draft,
This guy's a legend.
so I'm partying hard. I get so drunk, I can't wake up for the next.
For the next workout.
I couldn't wake up.
Wow.
So I called my agent. I said, listen, I just know I'm going to the Knicks because the city wants
What
me.
pick did they have?
15.
So the one right before Chicago.
I'm right before Chicago. And I was projected to go top 10, but
And
I
you
asked
stayed
my
home and
agent,
played at St. John's, so it would have just been perfect.
perfect timing.
rolled in.
Perfect timing. New York, St. John's, everything. And then I thought that because I'm supposed to be home, that I'm going to get that second tryout. So the Knicks said, yeah, all right, yeah, we'll get you. Yeah, you can come next time. And that second tryout never happened.
Oh.
I believe if I didn't go out that night and get hammered like I did, I think I'm on the Knicks.
Wow.
For
But
sure.
you got back there and he
I
he
got
asked
back
the
at the end of
question.
my career, and that was incredible. I put on a jersey. I wore 51, my dad number.
Wow.
There was a lot of emotion that season because I wanted to win a title. Now, we didn't have the team to win a title, but that wasn't in my mind. I was even injured. I came off an injury, but in my mind, it was just so much I was trying to accomplish in that 1 year. And it didn't work. I got released that in halfway through the year. I was so caught up. But it was, and the Knicks know. They still invite me out, and they involve me to this day and make me feel like a Knick,
That's awesome.
which is incredible.
That's
So
awesome,
I got the jersey, so I'm super blessed.
I know that's a sense of pride, and obviously having a chance to represent your pop's number because I wear my 40 because of my father.
That's incredible.
Yeah, so I know that feeling. That's a sense of pride.
But before you go back to the Knicks, you play with the Lakers. Hit an iconic shot. Big time shot.
Yes,
win a
sir.
championship. Talk about that. I mean, obviously playing with Kobe, God rest his soul, we all loved him,
sir.
man. He's an
Yeah, R.I.P.
ultimate
Kobe.
competitor.
Yes, sir. Yes,
But
sir.
the stuff that you learned every day in practice, going against him in the locker room, prepping for games, talk about, to me, two of the biggest competitors on the same team, and you guys win a championship together and you make a big shot. Talk about that and what that meant to you and what your career.
The first practice, I couldn't wait to get to practice.
Oh, man. I know that feeling.
So the first practice, Coach and Phil Jackson got all these different drills. So, at some point in time, me and Kobe, we on different teams. Kobe's nice. He's way more skilled. So he's scoring the rock. Kobe's scoring the rock. But in terms of competition, we was clashing.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful. It got to a point where I had one outburst in practice because last year I was averaging 20. Yeah, before I was averaging 25 in the playoff against them. And they I was cooking them.
You were in SAC the year before,
Houston.
right? Houston. Okay.
Yeah, in the playoffs, I was cooking them. So I was like, I told Phil was like saying something. I'm like, you can't guard me. You can't guard me. You can't guard me. I'm like, if we had Yao last year, we would have beat y'all. Y'all got hurt. If we had Yao, Phil was like, hey, Ronnie, I need you to calm down now. I said, nah, this ain't over till I say it's over. It ain't over. So I'm just disrupting the whole practice. And then at some point, Phil put me and Kobe on the same team because Kobe would push my buttons.
Yeah.
Phil was really good at just pushing your button on purpose, by the way, on purpose.
So so Phil would push your buttons.
Oh, for sure. He knew exactly how to get you riled up.
That's a good coach.
He could do it to anybody.
doubt.
That's a good
He
coach.
could do it to anybody. But at some point, he put me and Kobe on the same team, and then me and Kobe was on the same team in practice. Since that's it, we never was on opposite teams.
You probably never lost either.
Yeah, we didn't lose a lot, but sometimes you get the rookies to come in there. You've been spanked.
That'd be hype.
Feeling
It'd be hype.
froggy on a day, you had a back-to-back. Yeah, that's right.
It'd be hype. It'd be hype. I know that feeling because when we got the big three, I couldn't wait to get to practice.
You ain't lying, buddy.
I could not wait to get to practice and go against Chris Bosh.
That was prime time
Yeah,
for
it was nothing that no disrespect, but I'm up for the challenge.
How was y'all practices?
Oh,
Elite, brother.
elite.
Elite.
Really?
Oh, it was elite. D-Wade, Bron going at
Had
it.
it?
We
Yes.
we had veteran dudes who like even our bench was veteran, right? So and when you brought it in there, like everybody wanted to play. You know how it is. You
Wanted
get-
to play.
Yes.
You get on championship teams. There's sacrifice. Everyone has to sacrifice.
Yes.
Nobody's sitting out.
Nobody. And it's,
Yeah,
it's
I miss the days where you want to practice.
man,
Man, it was-
our
it
practice
was
was more fun for us than the
What?
game.
Knee pads, tape, brace, mouthpieces. It's on.
I did hear about that. I heard Pat want you had to be taped.
Yes.
Tape, knee
I don't
pad-
like tape.
No.
I got to get taped.
You would have probably got it. You'd have probably let you wear whatever the hell you wanted. Because you his type of guy. You his type of guy. You would have came with whatever you
I
wanted.
wanna wear tape.
Yeah, he wouldn't have bothered you. You his type of guy.
You'd have fit right into the culture.
Yeah, you would
I
have
heard
fit right
everybody
in.
was taped.
Yeah, we did
Knee
have to
pads
be
up,
taped. Knee
mouthpieces
pads
in.
up,
I heard
mouthpieces in.
I heard
We call that Hunger Games.
mouthpieces in.
We call it Hunger Games.
Mouthpiece in here
Yes,
too.
no. Whistle blows. Knee pads up, mouthpieces in. Starts practice.
Hunger Games.
Knee pads up.
Knee pads up, mouthpieces
Yes.
in.
Every practice.
And
Yes.
they'll come by like I wore
Yes.
sweats.
Yes.
And
Listen,
and
it
they
was
come by
on.
they come by and tap to make sure your knee pads are on.
Listen, it's on it's the motherfucking jungle until LeBron James just started doing that nobody ain't seen and can't do before, and then everybody just stopped. What the was that? And now we competing, everybody at the highest level, everybody clashing. We at the highest level we can possibly go to, and this motherfucker go to another level. We like, oh,
And then another level.
here
and
we
then
go.
another
Now
level.
What was he at practice?
Man.
it was ridiculous.
You know, but you've been a part of a championship team.
Yeah,
You've been
yeah.
a part of 3 of them. I was fortunate enough to do 2 of them. You see it, like I always tell you, coaching's great. Believe
Yeah.
me, coaching is phenomenal. But coaching is your best player, in my opinion.
Oh, all right.
If your best player brings it and sets the tone every single day,
Yeah.
games, practices, flights, it doesn't matter. Every day. That man, our practices, man, that man came to work.
Yeah, he came to work. But I mean, by the time practice
incredible.
started, he was already there 2 hours.
2
He probably
hours.
done rode his 10 speed.
Yes.
Now he
Yeah,
done
he'd
been
always
in the
come in
gym.
on those 10
Now
speed.
he been in the weight room for 45 minutes. Now he on the table getting stretched. Now practice started. This man ready to rock
So
and
think
roll.
if you're one of us, you know what I mean? Like, okay. It just, all that
Right,
stuff
right,
becomes a
trickle
habit
down.
then.
Yeah. So
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
yeah.
It's-
That's incredible. That's incredible to hear, man. Because you don't really hear about the practices.
And then the guys that weren't in the rotation, like when me and him weren't in the rotation, we was upstairs playing 2-on-2s, 1-on-1s, and 3-on-3s.
That's incredible.
I mean, it's the competition just to keep the juices flowing. You know what I'm saying? Staying at it.
For sure.
Well, let's go back to that 3. We didn't talk about your 3. I'm telling you, I can vividly remember the 3.
I remember it too.
It's like, seriously, talk about it because those
That was
are
crazy.
those are moments I don't care. Like those are things people can never take away from anybody.
It was crazy. So so it was a jab.
Yep.
3, real simple.
Yeah.
But that was a move that Chuck Person taught me. We was in a gym going over that time after time, Larry Bird, time after time, before I could shoot. You know, and then you leave these teams and you just keep working on your game, and it's like clockwork.
Yes.
You know, you're not really thinking about it much. It was interesting because I never been to the finals before. Right.
That was your first finals.
That was my first and ever final. Never been again. So I didn't really know what it was like. So in 2008, I actually went to go watch the Celtics versus the Lakers because I needed to see how it felt. Because I'm like, if I get to the finals, I don't want to lose. So I went to see the atmosphere. So I was in the building when they lost Game 6.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is how it's going to be, right? So now, you know, you get to this game, and in May I said Fish. I was talking to Fish and Powell in the back of the bus, and I'm like, how come every time it's a big shot, like y'all knock it down? I was talking to Fish. I'm like, how do you do that? He's in the back of the bus, and he was like, yo, you serious? I said, yo, serious. Like every time it's a big shot, it's going in. Like what do you? And he was talking me through the emotional part. So I was really listening because I wanted to be one of those type of players, you know. And then so that also had a lot to do with it. You know, I felt comfortable.
Yes.
And then also in Game 6, we was down 3-2, and then Phil came to me. He said, Ron, I need you to score the rock. And I was like, really? Because I was only shooting 3 times a game.
Yeah.
My mindset, I'm not getting more than 4 shots. Yeah. Because you know you got Kobe on the team.
Yeah.
You know you got to deal with it.
Yeah.
You got to deal with it. And I said, word? I said, perfect. And I was like, perfect. Game 6, I
Thought
came.
you never ask.
I thought you never asked. With Kobe on the team, but so Game 6 I had 18, then Game 7 I had 20.
Wow.
And it was real simple, just stay in the flow. I didn't shoot well that game, but I was shooting every open shot.
Yes.
It was rhythm shooting. I didn't understand that. I didn't understand you got to take the shots that's in rhythm, even if it's missing.
Yes.
Offensive rebounds, flow of the team. So it was just like, you know, it could have missed and went in, You know, and Kobe just threw it to the side.
And
but Brian, you said it was a simple shot, but nothing simple time to score in NBA Finals, man.
And you didn't shoot well that game. That's the thing. When you don't shoot well and you get a game winning shot from one of the greatest players in the game. Some people don't want that moment.
Nope.
Some people don't want that moment, and they might hesitate, wait long, wait wrong, or they might get off it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that you should give yourself more credit. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I know to us that's routine and all that, but man, a lot of times guys don't want that moment in the finals.
Hey, that NBA Finals juice is different juice than anything you'll ever have.
Boy.
It's true.
Yeah, boy.
I thought we could have went more, but the dynamics was wild. Yeah, but I definitely wanted that moment.
You said the dynamics were wild. Talk to me about that. What do you mean?
Well, you know, I think because after Kobe got 5, he wanted number 6. You saw it in his eyes. You know what I'm saying? He wanted number 6, and so it was games where we was up after that finals and the playoffs up, 7 points.
Mm-hmm.
You know, up 10 points with a minute left, and instead of like just letting it happen naturally, get to the finals.
Yeah.
I think Kobe wanted it too much,
Mm-hmm.
and then the lead was just we lose game 1, we up 7. We lose game 1. Same thing in game 2. We up whatever. Damn, we lose game 2.
Yeah.
Now we in Dallas down 0-2. We get swept. Next year we play against OKC. We up. And I think Kobe, he really wanted number 6. And I know if he would have got number 6, we're talking about, all right, it's a tie for the GOAT.
Yeah.
And I think he wanted it a little too much.
Who's your GOAT then? Because you just brought it up. Who's your GOAT?
I'm going to go with Mike, honestly. You know what I'm saying? I think Mike is incredible,
Yeah.
Mike is incredible. Will Chamberlain's incredible. People could say what they want, but
Yeah.
So
Chamberlain's
Mike,
incredible, too.
so Mike then Kobe in your opinion? Basically, you said that Mike Kobe.
I'm going Wilt second.
Wilt second.
Yeah, I'm going. I think when LeBron's career is over, I think when you crunch the numbers,
Yeah.
I think when you crunch all the numbers, it's going to read LeBron number 1.
Yeah, he's gonna be top 5. I say this all the time.
for sure.
He's gonna be top 5 in every major statistical category,
Facts.
which is
Facts.
crazy to me. But it's longevity's a part of it, right? And he's been successful, and
He did what he had to
he's
do.
my GOAT, but
He did what he had to do. Will Chamberlain had numbers. He played 13 seasons.
Yeah.
Mike got 6. Mike did what he had to
No
do.
doubt.
LeBron did what he had
It's
to
an
do.
impossible conversation.
Yeah, that's
Because
barbershop talk.
You sit here and say
Barbershop talk.
this about MJ. I'm like, damn, you're right. To me, MJ was my favorite player growing up. I mean, it's period, point blank.
The only reason why MJ is my GOAT is because, like he said, we watched him growing up. I'm older than Bron. He can't be my GOAT. I'm older than this man. He can't be my GOAT.
I'm a little biased towards Bron. I love Bron. I always give when Bron won his first title, man. I actually was on Instagram. I posted how happy I was because the pressure he had as a 17-year-old.
No,
they
nuts.
was expecting this 17-year-old to knock down game-winning shots, and they was just killing him, and he overcame it. But he did give me 25 his first game ever playing against me,
In sack.
and that still eats at me to this day.
I mean, as a
That's
competitor.
something that I can't live with.
Listen, as a competitor, we
You wanna lace him
don't
up
get
right
over
back?
that. We don't get over that. I mean, I remember, like you said, that you lost to Dallas, and the first thing I'm thinking about is Dirt and Whiskey and how he's playing, and the games that I've played against him and how he's played against me, and I'm thinking about those matchups, and I'm playing those matchups in my head, already getting ready to go into the finals. The next year when y'all have OKC, and then y'all lose to OKC, I felt what we were saying is whoever beat the Lakers, that's probably who we got to deal with in the finals. So when we watching these guys and we worried about these matchups, like you playing those and when somebody get the best of you, I lose sleep at night. I literally lose sleep at night when somebody got the best of me, Killer. I'm telling you, it's crazy. I could mess up one play or one situation, and that keeps me up at night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
We talk about Kobe. It's another fan question. All right. Favorite thing about playing with Kobe?
My favorite thing about playing with Kobe is seeing him prepare. Just he'll be in the gym first. I was normally in the gym last. I was always the last one to leave. I always watch people who are in the gym, and I'm like, okay, he ain't leaving yet. I make sure nobody in the gym. Now it's all clear.
Yeah.
But Kobe was first putting a ton of work early. Summertime, he's there at 5:30 in the summertime. I had to go test that out because I would go to the gym after the club. So I'm in there like 2 a.m. I'm in the gym, sweating out the alcohol, But I'm in the gym. I'm for sure in the gym.
Legend.
For sure. But he was in there at 5:30. One day I went in at 8, and he was getting in his car. Yo, Matt, what up? I'm out. He's in his red Range Rover. I'm like, where you going? I'm done. So next day I got there at 5. I was waiting for him. I wanted to see it. I only saw it once. He was working. You know, he was working. And then to see him in Boston, Game 5, get 25 straight points. At one point, I was just watching him. And I'm like, this is incredible. We were trying to win a championship, but I'm like, you know, for a couple possessions, I'm like, yo, this dude is incredible. And I had to wake up. I had to wake up. But for a couple possessions, I just was watching him like, yo, this is Jesus. Like, who gets 25 straight points?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Our points.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, nobody else scored. That's
crazy.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
LeBron did that.
Yeah.
In Detroit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's funny because that Kobe stuff you're talking about, I was fortunate to play on the USA basketball team in 06 I went to Vegas. And I always prided myself on being there early because I didn't have the physical tools a lot of people had, so I had to outwork people. Mm-hmm. And for me to make shots in moments that we were talking about, I had to prepare myself for those moments. And I always prepared myself for it. Like, we'd have practice at 11 or 10 or whatever it is, and I'd show up an hour and a half, 2 hours early. Kobe's in a dripping sweat by the time I get there. Mm. I was the same way you were. I was like, yo, hold up. I talking on the side, what time he get here? I got to come see this. You know what I mean? Because I learned that whole thing from Reggie Miller. My first year in the league, I come into Indiana. One of the assistant coaches with me says, see, that's what you need to do. Reggie was just getting done. Our first bus is coming in. He's already done.
Already done.
So I started my routine based on what Reggie did.
You was getting there early?
So I started taking back, no Ubers back in our old days, you know what I mean? So I was taking cabs early. But that was the thing I remember about Kobe. Obviously, I've learned it through Reggie here. But Kobe, the same thing. Like, he was just a workhorse to me, man. Like,
yeah.
And that's the thing I remember most about Kobe, for sure.
Yeah, and at the end of his career, me and Kobe never went out to lunch or dinner. Me and Jermaine went out to lunch for the first time in 14 years in 2018, and we went. And he would always reach out. Jermaine's a good dude. That was my fault, by the way.
Yeah.
But then Jermaine will always say, "Yo, Matt, you all right?" Because after I got to practice, I'm so emotional. I don't want to talk to nobody. Jermaine knows something wrong. You're wrong. Let's go get some lunch. I'm like, nah, I'm good, but I'm really not.
Yeah.
So we sitting down in Oakland, and we was like, man, this is our first time ever having lunch in 14 years.
Wow.
We clicked on the court. I could execute. I could execute with the best of them. So I don't need to be your friend to execute, But it was like, wow, in 14 years, our first time having lunch. And then Kobe's last year, we had dinner. You see Kobe smiling. He knew his career was over. And I'd never seen that side of him.
Wow.
He's playing. He's joking with the rookies. Kobe never joked with no rookies. It was really good to see that side of him.
Yes.
Have some shots and have a good time. I'm glad I got a chance to experience that with him.
That's dope.
You guys have brought up the word enforcer a lot up here. Is the enforcer still in the league? And is what Draymond and them doing, what Draymond's doing right now, is that enforcing, or what do y'all call that?
I mean, I think I consider Draymond an enforcer, because I think enforcers not just protect the guys, but they also connect the locker room.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So the locker room is connected by guys like myself and Ron. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep everybody together.
I agree with that.
We might go off the hinges a little bit, but we mean the best, and we got the best intentions. So just bring us back, be a little patient with us. You know what I'm saying? But I think Draymond is an enforcer, and I think he's a locker room guy. So I think he has the right intentions. You know what I'm saying? The more and more I think about it, it's like, the league a little soft now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is there any more?
Draymond can get away with it, and if they gonna let you punk them, then go ahead and punk them. If they're gonna let you punk them, go ahead and punk them. The more I think about it, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, I think he's an enforcer for sure. You know what I mean? I looked at it from a different angle. I was like, yeah, he know who he messing with. But now I'm like, they letting them punk him, so might as well. I mean, that's part of the game. I think, me and Ron, the way we approach the game is that we would intimidate you, but we didn't say nothing. It wasn't with our words. It was just with our approach.
Yeah.
Sometimes it was the way we looked at you. Sometimes it was the way we compete. You know what I'm saying? The way we going to come at you that game, you might think it's personal. We don't even know you, but it is personal. You know what I'm saying? So, I think what Draymond is doing is getting away with what they're going to let him get away with. And if he's an enforcer and he's able to make that mental turn, because I watched him the other day against Nurkic again.
Yeah.
And I think Draymond won that mental battle. You know what I'm saying? I think he won that mental battle. So I see the mental game that he's playing as well.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely see him as an enforcer. He's also a winner.
Yes.
For sure.
Before
You can't
Draymond
take
is
that-
an
you
enforcer,
can't take it away,
he's more of a winner than an enforcer. You know?
Good point. Good point.
And sometimes I feel a little bad because I feel like he's giving himself a bad name. He's tarnishing his legacy, but not really. He just got to deal with TNT or whatever. But not really tarnishing his, But one would say, some of the antics, because I've experienced that.
Yeah.
Where people don't want to work with you. So that's something I didn't want to see with Draymond. I think he's an elite winner.
Yes.
He's strong. He's wiry.
Yes.
Definitely an enforcer. He's definitely a little missing a screw like we.
Yeah, he a little off.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? But
I was missing a screw.
they let him.
OG missing a screw.
Hey, let me tell you something.
They let him do it though.
At the end of the day, if someone says I'm an elite winner, I've won in life.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an elite winner,
He's
man.
an elite winner. That's all you need
Definitely
to
a winner.
hear.
No, that's a great point. I love the fact that how you broke it down. It's like he's more of a winner than an enforcer, but he definitely has that enforcer capability, and he keeps the locker room together. I think it's a fine line with those type of guys, but you need those guys.
Now you definitely team player, move the ball. The screen and roll, the slipping, all that little stuff. He's doing all the little things.
Yes.
That you should do, which is like that's way more impressive to me just watching him. Watching him work. And I don't know who else is an enforcer. I mean, Giannis might be an enforcer at times.
I don't know.
Well, he be dunking on people's head.
Well,
What you think about
I
that?
don't know if
UD?
he is an enforcer. I would. Because he probably ain't gonna go in no more locker rooms after Indiana when he got JJ. He ain't going in that locker room. I'm gonna go here. James Johnson.
James Johnson, the enforcer.
That was chess at its finest.
Man, as soon as he listen, before he
Carlisle
could get out that locker room with that basketball, Indiana had James JJ on speed dial.
Hey, what did Carlisle say?
Carlisle said. That was classic. That was a
Someone ran
classic
in our
move.
locker room.
Nah,
Checkmate.
that could never happen back in our day.
No.
Mind you. Listen, I don't.
No.
Listen, we would have tore Giannis ass to pieces here that came in our locker room. There's no way. Can you imagine another player from another team walking in your locker room after the game run for a basketball?
Yeah, I would have been in the shower and I would have heard Steve say, and it would have been like everything smashing, crashing. I would have got out the shower like, Steve, what happened? We had to get somebody up out of here. What's for
There's
dinner
no way
tonight?
You could get away with that.
What's for dinner tonight?
Come in my house? No, you would not. Under no circumstances.
Of all the years you played, give me your list of your 5 toughest covers.
5 toughest. Rip Hamilton.
And they're all probably for different reasons. Rip, just conditioning wise and locking in. Like, he never stopped.
Because I had to guard him, even though Reggie would guard him.
Yep.
But it always came back to me. And then at this point, I said, okay, guys, my track shoes are on. I'm not going to have no energy for offense.
And that team was nice.
You hear that?
5 All-Stars.
You hear that?
Yeah.
Yes.
My track shoes are on. Whatever I got to do for the team, young kids at home. Whatever I got to do for the team, young kids at home to win.
That is so good.
That's what I'm willing to do.
I had nothing. I couldn't do nothing else.
Bring that shit back. What do you say?
My track shoes is on.
Whatever I have to do to win. I love
I know
that.
Rip. You know Rip.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
I had to check him, too. That wasn't no fun.
Oh, my goodness.
That was
he
5
come off
miles.
that tight curl
That was
in
5
the
miles.
mid-range.
My goodness.
Then you got to chase him back.
And the hardest part about that, not to cut you off, but the hardest part about that is you got Sheed, the one setting it. So as a
And
big,
Ben.
you got a
And
hedge.
Ben.
And Ben.
Yeah, but with me, it was Sheed, so I had the
Sheed,
hedge,
yeah, that was the
and Sheed
problem.
would pop back to the 3.
Yeah.
So now I got a hedge on Rip coming off that floppy, try
ran
to get
that-
a hedge,
they ran
and then get back to
they ran
Sheed,
that
who's
damn-
popped back to the 3.
that damn
And he's
Iverson
shooting
to
at
that
7 foot
floppy.
up top.
Yeah.
That Iverson to a floppy, you were hitting.
Oh,
you got
man,
hit
that was
9
such a tough
times before
cover.
he even touched the rock.
Oh, that was such a tough
You had
cover.
to-
So Rip's one of them.
Rip won. I would say LeBron. I'll put LeBron 2 because we built similar, about the same weight. I think he's a little heavier maybe, but he jumped higher and he's way faster. And he's smart.
Yes.
And so but he had too many different tools, and that was tough. I would say Kobe on LeBron's side. Kobe might be up there.
Well, you don't have to put them in order. Just 5
in
guys.
order.
5 guys, yeah.
Kobe
It's
mentally
hard
won.
to do that. They're all different reasons.
All different reasons. Kobe mentally wore on you.
Yeah.
Kobe not gonna just give up. You ain't gonna just punk Kobe.
Yeah.
No matter how hard you work.
So obviously I was never known as a defender. let's put that out there, okay? But I think the thing that was with Kobe, because like I say, all these are different, right? Like Rip, you knew track shoes on. We're at least going 5 miles tonight. That's what you had.
For sure.
LeBron was downhill at you all the time. Are you going to take that beat tonight?
Right.
Kobe was what you said, the mental side. Like I always felt like I'm playing decent defense. I'm like,
sure.
Come on, man. Like what the hell am I supposed to do, man? Like so he was demoralizing. Like you said, you had to be mentally your endurance mentally had to be ridiculous.
For sure.
Because he was going to get you for 50. He was trying to get 50 on you every night.
Yo, my goal was not to let him get over 40.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not gonna lie.
No, but that's
He-
that's the feeling.
Yeah, I'm like, or
He was
Kobe had
unbelievable.
40 on me maybe once or twice.
Yeah.
It was mostly 32s, 35s, you know.
That's crazy. Yep.
But my goal was like, how can I keep him?
No doubt.
So I got to keep working. I'm not gonna stop working.
Yeah.
So
you
that's
know?
3
'Cause
guys.
if you stop working, that's 60.
Yeah, he gonna
That's
keep. He gonna keep going.
Yeah, he ain't shutting
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, he gonna keep going.
Incredible. That's 3.
Yep, that's 3.
So I said Jordan.
MJ.
Jordan was older, but you can tell he was nice.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you can tell. You played against Jordan.
Yeah. Nah, I ain't catch him, but I watched him.
Called him.
Oh, you watched
He
him.
had him.
Ooh.
He came out early.
You caught him his last season?
I called him the last 2.
Okay, so that second season before the last one, Jordan was nice.
He was, and he was still getting that. Huh? Huh? Oh yeah.
And then I would say,
Part of it for me too, like guard. It was like, damn, I'm guard Jordan.
That black
I was
cat.
19, 20 years old.
yeah,
Yeah.
he was nice. And I would say,
Melo, one of those guys.
I would say, I didn't really have many problems with a lot of players, honestly, but if I had to say 5, that's hard to say.
I get it. I get it. I get it.
People did their thing,
Yeah.
but it wasn't, at one point in time, I was really comfortable. I didn't have to do much to stop people, but yeah.
I get it. No, I get it for sure. For sure.
There's another question on here. I didn't even know it happened. It says fan question. Why did you hit Harden?
Well, that was shout out to Harden. I like Harden. So
When did this happen? Hold on, dumb this down for me.
this is maybe 2014. So I was playing very well because as a Laker, I was averaging 8 points my first year. It wasn't a lot of shots. So I had one particular season where I was averaging 12. That's like averaging 20.
Well, you ain't getting those shots.
That's like average. I was having a great season. I was playing against OKC, and I had 16 in the first half. I was cooking. Had a couple dunks, and I had about 3 dunks that game. So I never dunked really, I hardly ever. So I was super excited.
That makes 2 of us. Go ahead.
Right, you know what I'm saying? I got this weak dunk stretched all up, and I banged it, and then so as I dunked it, I got really excited.
Oh, I remember
in the
that.
arena, like. So then Harden, and this is why Harden don't really probably talk about this, but he was following me. So I'm dunking to the crowd,
Yeah.
and Harden's coming and he shoved me in my back. So at this point, it wasn't a hard shove, but I was trying to say like, get up off me, you know what I mean? And then I didn't know who it was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then unfortunately it was Harden, and luckily it wasn't a bad blow.
Yeah.
But it was definitely, it looked bad.
Yeah, you look back.
It looked bad. It looked bad. It looked bad.
I remember that.
I ain't seen it.
But it looked like he made a ton of contact, but it was no knots.
Yeah,
on
there's no
nobody's
knots.
head. You know what I mean? But it looked like it.
No hickeys on his head. No hickeys on his head.
Hey, that leads me to that Isaiah Stewart stuff that just happened. Eubanks and Isaiah Stewart.
I ain't seen the footage, so I don't know.
I ain't seen it yet either, but you said something to me before we got on here that caught me off guard. You said, which I thought was hilarious, by the way, it's better to hit him on the floor than off the floor.
I learned it's better to be on the floor. If I could take the brawl back, I would have just fought Ben on the floor.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been suspended for a year. and I'd much rather have a 5-game suspension than the 82-game suspension.
Yeah.
Do you think that, going to that, do you think that suspension was warranted? Do you think 82 games was warranted?
I think they was under a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody ever saw, somebody protect themselves.
The first thing that happens all the time is the worst. Always.
Yeah, I think they're like, what? They had to do it. They had no choice. Now, I don't think it was fair, but I also think they didn't have a choice.
By the way,
I look back at it.
By the way, a Ben Wallace round Artest fight would have been freaking pay-per-view.
Yeah,
I'm telling you
I don't
right
want to see
now,
that.
I don't want to see you.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that at all.
like Ben, man.
Which leads us to your prize picks, UD.
Oh yeah, Prize Picks Top 5 Enforcers by OGUD.
Don't DM you.
Yeah, first and foremost, we're gonna go with the OG Charles Oakley.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
With that smoke still today.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
You would not.
Yes, he is.
You better not run up on Oak with that still today.
Nope.
Like,
I was playing a video game. Oak was my vet. So I'm playing a video game, 2K, getting ready for the game. I was in a slump.
This is Chicago.
It's in Chicago. I was in a slump, so I'm trying to get myself mentally out the slump. So I'm playing with myself. I'm like, damn, he nice. So I get into the game. I'm playing well in the game. I'm like, I'm just, I'm nice. Look, I'm nice. So one day I was playing, Oak smacked me in the back of the head. He's like, I'm like, oh, that was Oak. Why you smack me? You were playing on games before the game. I said, I'm trying to get ready for the game. He smacked me in the back of the head again. That was the last. That was the last of me playing video games.
Hey, Metta, this is too good. He said I was struggling, so I was playing myself in a video game, getting myself gassed up.
I was balling. I'm hooping. I'm
For
hooping.
sure.
That's some
I
good,
couldn't wait to see a shot go down. I was like, yeah.
that's some genius right there. That's some genius.
Oh man.
Oh, my God.
Two. I'm gonna go with Ron Artest.
That's right.
Obviously. 3.
That's right.
Ben Wallace. 4. UD.
That's right.
5. I'm gonna go James Johnson.
James Johnson.
James is a day.
I like it.
With my dog JJ.
I like
Real.
I might put him number 1, honestly.
This ain't in no particular
don't
order.
No,
Okay,
we don't
okay,
do
This
order.
ain't in no particular order.
We don't do order.
No, that shit real for sure. I see it in action. I see Jay put hands on him.
Be quiet about it, too.
was
You gotta tell Metta about that story with
It
James.
was quick. Well, we in the jungle with the heat, man. We let people get off their chest. Like you said earlier, you got to get it out so we can move on. So we playing upstairs, we playing pickup, and JJ and one of the guys going at it, and the dude called JJ.
Ooh.
JJ looked at him and said, "You got to see me after practice." That's all JJ said.
That's all he said to him, though.
When somebody give you a one-liner like that, they mean that. You got to see me after practice. We were like, 'cause we all heard JJ got that going, but we ain't really know. So I say, listen, y'all gonna get this out. We gonna hash it out. It was me and D-Wade. We said, y'all gonna get that over with, man. So we ain't coming to practice tomorrow, beefing. We ain't gonna, y'all can go downstairs. Man, listen here. That fight lasts about 33 seconds, Ron. JJ might have hit his ass on the head 33 times in 33 seconds. A second of blow.
Who was that?
One of our young fellas, man. He woke young fella ass up. Yeah, I won't put young
it's
fella
all right,
out there.
it's all
You
right.
know, I love young fella. He know who it is. Man, JJ pulled that boy ass up so quick, broke it up. JJ, the little bloody nose, whatever. I say, now y'all hug that out and that over with. They hugged that out and that over with. We moved on, but I seen firsthand that is real.
Man, that heat culture different.
Listen, it's a little bit of street culture too. No, heat culture. It's a little bit of street culture. But what I did know is JJ wasn't gonna let that man call him a and get away with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what I did know for sure. You know, as a captain, understanding that it's better to kind of get this situation over with so we can move forward than to just let it carry on throughout the season and now we got issues in the locker room. You know what I'm saying? If they could have let Jordan Poole and Draymond square off in the ring and get it out, might have been able to save the season.
Yeah, probably wouldn't have lasted very long there.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Draymond would have wore his ass out.
But I'm telling you, what if
probably would have wore him out, but I'm just saying it would have got over with.
What if young fella, you have 45 minutes left in practice, and JJ looks at you and says, "You have to see me after practice." That man wouldn't the rest of practice, I guarantee.
Man, listen, I'm gonna tell you something, man. Young fella ain't back down.
For
Oh,
real?
really?
No, he didn't back down. Yeah, he was with
It
the
just
smoke.
didn't end well.
Yeah, it just didn't end well, but he didn't back down.
Yeah, shout out to young fella.
Yeah,
Shout
he
out
ain't
to
back
young
down.
fella, for real.
Yeah, he ain't back down. He took his like a man too. Yeah, he hugged it out, he took it like a man, and
Next day was like nothing happened.
nothing happened. Well, you know that growing up in the hood all the time, you fight with your homeboys and y'all get up next day and play ball like nothing ever happened.
Show.
Yeah, that's how you build bond. That's bonding. We call that bonding in the hood, killer.
Yeah, man. You get
Bonding.
That's bonding.
That's just bonding.
Hey,
Yeah, that's bonding.
We didn't bond like that in South Dakota, Metta. We didn't bond like that.
you gotta get it out, man.
Yeah, you got to get it out.
We can't hold a grudge
bonding.
too long.
Well, listen, man, we appreciate you coming in, for real.
Yeah,
Show,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
True OG. And
I just
want
want to say one thing. You know what I'm saying? Your evolution.
sure.
For me, I love to see it. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? We only got a certain amount of time to talk, but you're coaching girls basketball now. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So congratulations on that, my brother. Congratulations on the evolution, understanding that, you know what I'm saying, that you could be better and that there was another level you can get to be the best version of yourself. And I seen you pushing towards that. So, man, thank you for inspiring me, somebody else who got a screw loose. You know what I'm saying? To understand that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We are good people and we have good intentions. So thank you, bro, for coming on the show and thank you for evolving and doing everything you do and being an ultimate competitor, man. I always love competing against you, dog. Thank
Ultimate competitor, for real.
you. Yes.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate. I seen the show. I've been watching the show, and I'm happy you got right into it. You know? Shout out to your jersey retirement.
That's
Thank
right.
you, thank
That
you,
was
brother.
incredible.
Thank you.
You know, well deserved.
Thank you.
You know, and yeah, man. Thanks for having me on the show.
Thank you,
Love my
man.
brother.
OG's out. Tune in Tuesdays, man. We're out.
Sir.